Fit in 10, it is day 34, one day before the halfway point. And yeah, it's just, I mean, this thing is just motoring along. This happens every challenge. I don't know why I'm surprised. I guess I'm not really, since I already told you it's going to go by fast. But yeah, it's just motoring along. And, I want to remind you guys that, the first half and the second half aren't the same, okay? Now, the program doesn't change much, but you'll just see, okay? You will see if you're not already seeing, okay? So, have faith in it and know that you will still progress. Now, speaking about progression, let's talk a little bit about, why I have you train, let's say we're training in 10 reps and I want you to be able to do a weight that's, really challenging for 10. And why not take a weight that you can, let's say, do for 10, but really you could do it for 20, just as an example. And, really what we need to do is we need to apply enough tension to the muscle, and we need to exhaust the muscle enough. Again, we don't want to lose the form or the mechanics or the control, all that kind of stuff. We want to maintain that. We want to go as hard as we can to exhaust the muscle. Now, listen, can you make progress with having some, without, let's say I call for 10 reps and you use a weight that you could actually do for 12, okay? But 12 is like brutal. It's like you barely do 12, but you only do 10. Are you still gonna make progress? Yes, that's still very close to your, to your maximum. And that the point is we need to go to very close to that maximum, if not maximum. Well, we don't have to go to maximum, but you can still make progress going close to maximum. But the reason why, of course, I push you guys to maximum, especially at this point, is because I'm just going to say, generally speaking, people don't understand what it means to go to near maximum, okay? So generally they'll use a weight, and if they don't understand this concept, they'll use a weight that they could do for like 25, but they'll do it for 10, and that's just too far away. That's just not applying enough to see progression to make the muscle adapt, okay? And this is what progression is. We have to give it enough stimulation, really more stimulation than what it's used to, in order to see progression. And this is why in the beginning, even with not very much, you'll see progression, because you're coming from a background where the body's not used to doing anything in regards to resistance-based work, okay, or very little at least, okay, beyond what you're doing at home, just lifting boxes or whatever you're doing. So this is where we can really see that progression in the beginning. And as time goes on, we have to keep trying to progress, trying to overload to some degree. Of course, at some point you will plateau, right? But that's really a separate topic. The point here is that we want to continually progress. We want to, apply a load to the muscle over time that's progressively getting heavier and heavier, so that we can continue to, I don't want to use the word force, but cause adaptation, and that adaptation will be progression, okay? And this is really important, especially when you're going through a weight loss phase. And this is the biggest misconception. It's like, you think of weight loss, you think of not weight training. Well, I think probably now you have a better understanding. But when you go through weight loss, you lose muscle mass. You lose muscle mass. Okay, how do we prevent the loss of muscle mass when we're losing weight? Well, we resistance train, we make sure we're getting enough protein and calories, okay? Because it's not just about protein, it's protein and calories. Because if we don't get enough calories, we use protein for energy, we don't have protein for the recovery, okay? We don't have protein to maintain the muscle mass. So, this is the essence behind that. Now, why do you want to maintain the muscle mass? Why not just lose the muscle mass? Well, again, this is, and I've mentioned this before, you might recall this is the primary predictor of your basal metabolic rate, okay? It is the most important factor that you can manipulate, okay? So, what we don't want to be losing weight and dropping our BMR. It's kind of, in a way, we're just spinning our wheels, right? So we want to keep that lean body mass, so this goes beyond muscle, lean body mass, muscle is part of that, as high as possible, okay? So this includes bone density, which weight training helps with. We want to keep that as high as possible while we're losing weight, so we can keep that BMR up, so we're burning lots of energy while losing body fat. Okay, so this is really important. And again, right, this happens from, over time, pushing the body more and more and more in weight training. Okay, so we've got to work to that near failure or failure. Okay. The next thing I wanted to say here is, I'm going to put my program aside because I don't want you. I mean, you're. I don't want to seem like this program is anything. Well, I mean, it is special, but let me just say this: if you weight train hard, and you watch your calories and your food is good, okay, good, all right, you're getting enough calories, not too much, but not too little. And you're getting enough protein, and you keep doing that over time, you are going to make consistent progress in your body comp. You will continue to make better progress in your body composition, okay? And yes, my program obviously follows that. That's why I'm saying it. But I'm putting my program out of this because I just want you to realize, in essence, what you're doing, okay? You want to continue to weight train to keep the fat off, okay? This is one of the most important things you can do, okay? All right, you can think of it as building, you're investing, you're building more momentum as time goes on with your weight training history, that history of weight training that you're building up right now, and of course, your knowledge and application of the diet, which I hope you're going to understand more. My product, the Fitin10 product itself is really actually not a good business, because what I want to do here, and this is, I don't have to sell you anymore, you're already in it, is I'm trying to teach you, and so you will see that this actually works. And then once you know and you have an idea of your calories and your protein and how it affects you, especially if you want to be more methodical about it, and with the weight training, you have those tools on your own to go and do it. You no longer need me, right? The most of the products out there want you to continue to invest into them, right? Like Weight Watchers, you have to continue to buy their food, right? Or a membership, right? Like we have at our gym, right? But we're still giving you a service in return, obviously, right? Every business is obviously going to give you something in return for what you're putting in. But my point is I'm giving you something that you now have, and you have for the rest of your life, okay? You can walk off somewhere else and go somewhere else and apply it. So my point in all this is that, I'm at 8 minutes, wow, okay. I can talk a lot. My point here is that, this is not about like, hopefully it works for you. No. It works for everybody. It works for everybody. It's not going to work. It may work a little better for some, but it works for everybody, and it works well for everybody. Okay? I'm going to say that again. The idea of watching your food intake, okay, the way that we are right now, and weight training hard, this is, in essence, the two most important things when it comes to losing body fat and keeping fat off. Okay, so it's not this. It's not like, okay, well, did it work for this person? Did it work for that person? Okay, well, hopefully it works for me. No. It will work for you. Trust me. It's just numbers, which actually brings me to my next topic here. When we talked yesterday about, I'm going to read this a comment again. This person wrote, the whole thing about the study with weight loss. So let me just reread it if you don't recall. So this person says, I just heard on the radio a major university did a study on weight loss, and they found that those who tell themselves you can't eat that, as opposed to those who tell themselves you don't eat that, actually lost more weight and had an easier time following their new plan, and also made them believe in themselves more. Okay, so I think actually this wording got mixed up. I think what you mean is those that said that they don't eat that lost more weight, and those who said you can't eat that lost less weight. In any event, the point is there's a psychology here, right? The latter phrase is stronger and you are more empowering yourself, while the first phrase creates more resistance. Yes, okay, so, but this here is an example more so of this, right? It's this, right? So obviously these people, and I said this yesterday, weren't accounting for what they're eating. They can't be. It's not like you're going to eat the same food and then you tell yourself you can't eat that and then all of a sudden you don't lose weight, and then eating the same amount of food, the exact same thing, you tell yourself you don't eat that and then you start losing weight. No. What happened is with this, that changed their eating habits. But my point is that, you know, let's be as, at least this is the way I approach it. And maybe it's not for everybody, but I think I like to approach things in the most pragmatic, I don't know, stoic way you can think of, really. So we're just going to think numbers here. And I'll tell you straight off the bat, I am actually a highly emotional person, super sensitive. I have no problem admitting that. But I also know that can hinder decision making that's solely, really, you don't really want to have emotion involved, right? When you do accounting, there's no emotion involved in that. When you do mathematics, there's no emotion involved in this. When you do this type of thing, this weight loss thing, there's no emotion involved in this, okay? I realize it can be an emotional thing, but when we apply it, we really just want to be methodical and analytical about it, right? Okay? And not to put down this at all, because I think it's very interesting, but it doesn't have to be that, right? It doesn't have to be emotional based, or it doesn't have to be like I hope so, right? I hope that made sense. Message of the day. Holy moly. 11 and a half minutes. Message of the day. Day 34. I love this one. This is actually one of my favorites. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Okay, the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Be patient, be humble, keep moving forward, and know that all this hard work you're putting in and day out will produce the results you've been looking for. There's more to it here. I can't read it. I can't actually see it. Come on. It's a spreadsheet online, and I'm trying to expand this. And okay, there we go. Pop up here. Come on. All right. Let me just reread it, okay? The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Be patient, be humble, keep moving forward, and know that all this hard work putting in and day out will produce the results you've been looking for. Your time is coming. Do not give up. Do not give up. Obviously, I'm finishing off with the do not give up because I don't want you to give up, because you're really just starting in this. You are just starting, okay? I'm going to read it one more time. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Be patient, be humble, keep moving forward, and know that all this hard work putting in, day out, will produce the results you've been looking for. Your time is coming. Do not give up. Do not give up. Do not give up. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God. Give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Have a wonderful day, you guys.